don't know how to be comfortable here.
Yeah, it sucks.
Did you purchase those pants after we hung out with Hot Milk? Because you wanted to make the hand noises? Do they make the noise?
So we...
Do it, swish them.
They don't have it, and they're stretchy. We hung out with Hot Milk, and Hannah was wearing these like pants that she needs to lube before she goes on stage, because they just like go... the whole time.
Yeah, fair. That's a
sick.
mission and a half though, like after every set though, surely.
Lubing up your pants
Like-
to start with is a mission.
Well, yeah.
Lubing up anything before a set is...
Okay.
Like, that's where you're...
Sorry, lubing up anything.
Well,
is
tell
a
us what you
mission.
lube up before a set.
I'm not pro enough. We're not at that point yet.
That's how you know you're not a professional band yet. You're not
Exactly.
lubing up before each set.
We do have deep heat though if we need it.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
does get used a bit.
Yeah,
We-
we do smash a few deep heat.
I have to say, I'm disappointed that no one yet has made the pun that I really cherish these opportunities to hang out with bands. Because there's just like a billion fucking
Oh,
chairs.
yeah. Yeah.
So, thank you.
There it is, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There it is.
Interview's done.
Welcome to the chat. Yeah. So, anyway,
You're
Mikey,
the dad joke,
Paul
you
from
did
Gloom,
that.
thanks for
Hello.
hanging out with us.
No worries.
No worries.
We are very pumped to watch you guys tonight. My first introduction to you guys was actually live.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
true.
I don't know
Yeah.
how, man. Like, I'm pretty old and I'm not good at finding shit without the
same.
channel. So the first time I saw you guys was actually supporting Fit for an Autopsy recently.
No shit.
And you
Yeah.
came out, and didn't know what to expect because there was like a bit of a Cotton Eye Joe vibe. And I
Yes,
was just
sir.
like, holy fuck, like these boys go absolutely hard on stage.
I'm guessing you're referring to my Scarecrow-esque
You
overalls.
You're very intimidating on stage.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's nice to know
It's all
sitting
for
here
show.
that you're...
I'm a big teddy bear.
I really got that vibe.
Yeah. I just want to be the little spoon and eat pizza all night. Like,
My God, you come to the right place.
nice.
Breakdown presents.
I was honestly like very impressed. It was really cool. It was so good to see something so refreshing and so different.
Thank you.
That especially from dudes that you seem relatively young compared
Paul's
to me.
40.
I'm
How old?
actually 40, man.
He is actually 40.
I'm
so-
27.
Yeah.
But they're all
It's been a run-longing joke that Paul was like 40.
They're all like
25.
25.
Yeah.
And 27 is this massive like 50-year fucking age gap in their minds.
Do you guys consistently refer to him as Boomer?
Yes. No, actually, no, we're pretty easy with the boomer jokes.
Yeah.
Or there's no boomer jokes, but I mean I am rocking a BC Rich Warlock. I unironically love Nickelback and Slayer.
Hey,
You're
we
on the
back
right
the
line.
back.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah.
Again, he's 40.
Dude, Sam Quinton goes hard. Shout out Chad Kroger, because that shit's just fucking...
He's definitely gonna watch this.
Oh, no, we know he watches. It's fine.
He's a big fan, we know.
I hope he does. That'd be sick. I would, honestly, of all people in music, I would love to sit down and have a chat with that dude because I just feel like when you've been a band for that long and you've
Of
had
all
so
people.
much.
That's the one guy you're picking of all people.
No,
Chad Kroger.
but
Respect.
like he would be right up there, and only for the simple fact that like they're so astronomically massive, but also like coupled with all the hate that they got for years, and it feels
Yeah.
like they're kind of coming like full circle, and now everyone's
Yeah.
just like, look, we gave him shit, but we all jammed animals
Yeah,
back in the day.
dude.
That's what I was gonna say as well. Like, I feel like he would be a really good dude to interview because he's like kind of that perfect middle ground of like everybody loves to hate on this band, but they've
Yeah.
been around for so long and they have the longevity and I guess wisdom that he would just be an interesting dude to interview.
It's the Adam Sandler effect. People
Yeah.
hated them because the internet told them. I'm also a huge Adam Sandler fan.
Dude,
Like,
how do you feel about
so
Adam
good.
Sandler's style? Because that's something that I've been seeing more and more people being like,
so,
Adam Sandler style, oversized t-shirts and basketball shorts.
oh, red hot. It's
Not red
so
hot.
sick. It's so sick. Dude's comfy. Dude's
He
worth.
is, yeah, you're absolutely
Dude's worth
right.
millions of dollars. Could be rocking around in whatever the hell he wants, and he is because he's rocking around in comfort. But back to Chad Kroger, of course.
As the
I
interview
was-
is about.
I was scrolling through TikTok and I follow this producer and he like produces heaps of bands and he was actually talking about like some of the best bands he's worked with, and he was saying he worked with Nickelback and he was just ready for them to just be like rock star dickheads, and he said they were genuinely, all of them were like the nicest, sweetest dudes.
Canadian, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, well,
Canadian
there it
thing.
is, of
Yeah.
course. But he was like, you know, because he's worked with so many artists that, like, oh, that guy's just a producer. We don't
Yeah.
even talk to that, like, you know, we're above his pay grade sort of thing. But, like, these dudes were, like, real nice to him. So shout out Nickelback.
It's good. It's good to hear that sort of stuff because you kind of like wonder if they have like the Bruce Willis effect, where everyone's like, "Oh, Bruce Willis is massive, but he's actually meant to be a total dick to work with."
Oh.
Yeah.
He's meant to be a total fucking asshole.
Diva, we call
dude,
them.
Yeah.
apparently, what's her name? Meryl Streep's like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, like, she will not let the crew look at her in the eye. Like, that level. I mean,
How do you get that big in the industry by being a fuckwit?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think something happens where you get to the point where you can be.
Yeah.
And you're not going
And
to
that-
face repercussions for it.
And
Look
that's
at
where I would
so
like
many
to
rock
end
stars,
up.
I guess.
That's where I would like
Okay.
to be. I would like to be at that level
Well,
of, like,
that's
don't even...
long-term goals. Don't look me in the eyes.
Yeah, don't, like, my crew...
For me, it's
is not
easy
even
because you just
talking.
don't have to look down. So.
Yeah.
10-year plan. Don't look me in the eyes.
I can't wait. 10 years, I'm like, I've got a Mikey's on like robotic stilts, so he's like 10 foot tall. The crew is
Finally.
just like not looking at us. They're all getting paid like $60 million a year because, you know, we're going to be that big and
You
have
got
that much
to, yeah.
money.
Slipknot's opening for us.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
Slipknot's opening for us.
Speaking of, new Slipknot dropped today. Have you listened to it yet?
No, it's on my
Absolutely
download.
not.
It's on my...
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Definitive.
No, I love Slipknot. It's just that, like, we were at the airport this morning and then we lost our merch bag and then we just had other stuff. We had, like, issues with our IEM rig last night, so we had that all set up at our mate's apartment, so we have not had time
Listening
to
music's
do
not a
anything.
priority when you're that.
It's a priority for tomorrow on the long drive back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driving back.
Yes,
Yeah, we're
sir.
driving back from Sydney.
Okay.
Yeah,
Enjoy that.
we won't.
Absolutely. Well,
They've
because
got an album to listen to. That sounds awesome.
just because of the
Well, I've got a
timing
couple.
of-
I've got a couple actually because I didn't suss out the last one either. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I just kind of like I kind of reached that point with like because I was introduced to them through like Volume 3 and All Hope Is Gone, and then I went back and re-listened to the old ones, and now Iowa's one of my favorites. But I heard like a couple of songs, I think like Devil and I was just kind of like, this is just Slipknot, but as if it was done by old people, which it is.
Yeah.
So like, but it just kind of
that
it didn't have the same oomph to me. It's kind of like they're trying to almost flog a dead horse, if that makes sense to me at least.
Okay.
But
They're
I
just
could
not-
be proven wrong on an album.
They're just not angry.
I'm also.
They're not
Yeah.
angry young, 20-something-year-olds anymore.
It's like, you know how you get into a
That's what it is.
band and like they slowly like evolve over time, and sometimes you don't really like the evolution that that band has gone through.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what it felt like to me with Slipknot after a certain amount of time, which is interesting. I think it's also a mix thing too. I wasn't a big fan of the mix.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said to Nath before, I don't want to sort of preempt, but I listened to it on the way over here, and my words to him were not impressed. And I don't know if it's one of those things that it's going to take a little bit more time, but
I think they're just trying to get off Roadrunner as fast as they can. Like this was the last Roadrunner album.
potentially.
So
Maybe.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe.
I
Hey.
still think they're hard as nails.
Yeah.
I love Slipknot.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
still love Slipknot, but it's like it's that mental image of like Iowa through to Volume 3.
You'd always buy a ticket to the shows.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Have you seen
Still
them?
have no, I haven't.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So I did 2014 Soundwave. I think they
You're very
came.
old. Right.
Yeah.
Go on. Go on.
He's 40.
They did the Sidewave show the night before, so like I copped them there, and then the next day, and it was just like sick. And, I don't know what was 2014, what album they would have been pumping then.
That would have been
There was-
Grey Chapter.
Was that even off the back of an album? I think that was
Yeah.
like that was the one that brought down Soundwave. That artist couldn't pay him.
But
Yeah, true.
at that point though, they were still like blasting the hits from All Hope Is Gone and
Yeah.
the older ones as well.
That was a pretty wicked show. We went to the Sydney show for that, and
Nice.
that was just the scope and like seeing dudes jump off second stories just because they're like, I don't have anything to bang on this song, may as well flip off a stage.
Yeah.
So fun. to
Yeah.
watch.
That was me watching Dillinger on their last tour here.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's still a great movie. The guitarist walking out with knee pads. I was like, why has he got knee pads off? And then he's just diving across the stage and landing
Yeah.
on
That
his
sounds like
knees.
Ben Wyman. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
good.
heard a really interesting thing about him like ages ago because Dillinger's one of my favourite bands, and apparently he went to the doctor and he has so much cartilage in his body, like you know how you crack your knuckles and all that shit. He has so much cartilage in his body that it's the equivalent of being hit by a truck.
Jesus.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? Like the build up.
Yeah, the build up is like as if you've been
hit.
hit by a truck.
Wow.
That's how much damage he's done to his body over their career.
Homie needed some lube.
That's
Homie
and
needs
one
DP,
thing to take
DP,
away from
yeah.
this is more lube on stage.
Next time you see us, I'll be with the,
Just
yeah,
slicked
with the-
up. God, I can't wait.
Grease me up, woman.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
can't
Get
actually
a
use
shake
video.
hands, it just slips on.
Yeah.
You can't actually use a video because the light's just shining
Yeah.
and reflecting off of his knees.
Hey, talking about Slipknot and using it as a segue into Gloom, because we haven't really talked about your band yet. Obviously,
okay.
they're very, very theatrical. You guys, even I guess to an extent, Dillinger obviously a huge influence with the chopping and changing, the dynamics and stuff without the songs. Do you guys ever see your band being a band that incorporates a lot more of these visual elements on stage? Not necessarily pyrotechnic as such, but you know,
100%,
like
yeah. No, we would I would love to be like obnoxious with it.
Fuck yeah.
Like,
love obnoxious
we had the discussion ages ago about like having stage props and stuff, and we
Yeah.
were actually, and I was in discussions with certain people in the medical field, but we were going to get like legit body bags.
like go full.
Oh,
blur,
yeah, I
go
thought
I
full
thought you were
blur.
going to say cadavers.
No.
We're going to legit bodies.
Oh, we're not black metal. It's all good. No, but we were going to get body bags and get like a run of 10 of them or whatever.
Yeah.
Spray the Gloom logo on it. Put like mannequins or something in them and just like hang them on stage so they swing during it. But like, I don't know.
Logistics.
Yeah, logistics.
Touring with that sort of
transporting.
stuff, I think that about any time you see like a big artist that tours with like a stage.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I saw Tyler, the creator, recently. And he
Yeah,
travelled that
sick.
like mountain stage. I
Yeah.
was like, fuck, that must cost so much to tour with that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. But you know, they're at that point. But like, to answer your question, in short, yes, we would like to be obnoxious with it.
Because
Yeah,
you
I
guys,
would like you to.
yeah, for sure. Because you guys clearly like have a very well thought out like storyboard and everything. Like a lot goes into
Hello.
this. Where did this is what I said to Nath in the reaction. I was just like, I think it's so cool, and not just to blow smoke up your ass, but there's so many sick heavy bands out there, even bands that have great dynamics and melodic moments and time signature changes and things like that. It was just surprising and really sort of cool for me personally to see a band that's so young have such forethought into all this sort of shit to really stand out above everyone else. But not only that, execute it well. Where, this is a generic question, but where does all that sort of influence and inspiration come from? Because it's just wild to me that that's going on up there.
I mean, like, first of all, thank you. Second of all, like, it's just me kind of drawing in, I don't know, different things, I guess, from like pop culture. Like, there's a lot of references to pop culture and everything throughout a lot of our music. And to me, that's where a lot of it kind of comes from, like whether it be like how people look, etc., like that kind of thing, the story elements and everything like that. Like, not really giving anything away, but like a lot of the story is kind of loosely based and inspired around like the Divine Comedy, so like Dante's Inferno and stuff like that, because it's about like these characters going through hell and coming up the other side.
What goes around comes around. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Justin Timberlake. But yeah, so I mean, like, there's always like little subtle references to like always those kinds of things, and I just kind of mold it into like my own way of thinking, and that's just me growing up in a very like movie centric household and TV centric household and stuff like that.
Talk
Like,
to them about your dad. Like,
Tell us
about your dad, yeah.
is this an interview or a therapy
Yeah, I was
session?
going to say, if this gets all therapy, man.
Lay down.
No. We won't talk about the R-rated stuff. Just like, dude, like the first time I went to their house. It's like,
right.
There's just like props everywhere. There's skulls here. There's just literally like movie props that his dad Simon has made because he makes short films and
Yeah, he's made a
there's
couple, yeah.
movie posters everywhere. There's just walls of videos and DVDs and all that stuff. There's like 17 TVs in the house.
It's too much.
Like, it's
How dare you.
And I'm
too much.
talking like 70-inch plus TVs, like not.
Oh, not
Yeah,
even-
man pulls out the
Just
big
going from
guns.
small to large.
No,
No, it's
large
like
to larger.
like I think it was like a couple of years ago he got the 65-inch, and then like a year later he was like, I think I'm gonna upgrade to a 75, and then this year he's like, I think I'm gonna go an 85, and I'm like, you really have way too much spare
We
time.
don't need a wall.
Yeah.
Just a screen.
Just a
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
But no, he's very like movie centric and everything as well, and that's, I mean, a lot of it kind of comes from him. He was, I like to put it in the perspective of he was kind of raised on like old school westerns and etc.
Cool.
Whereas for me, I was more so raised on like spy films and action films, and so that's where a lot of the gloom stuff comes from, but also a lot of supernatural stuff and horror stuff too. So that's kind of like my influence. But if you meet my dad, then he's basically just an older version of me that likes westerns.
Oh,
And it's
Cool.
yeah,
Even aesthetically.
Aesthetically.
They look pretty much the same.
yeah. We're
Yeah,
both
right.
bald, both got beards or mustaches. I
It
guess in my
is
case.
red hot.
The
I
red
reckon-
hot shirts. Like
We're 100%. If it happens, use Simon in a music video. To play.
Oh yeah, you could do
No,
the,
no,
the
legitimately we
Incubus
could.
thing. Remember how Incubus used to have his dad on the cover of all their
Oh,
albums?
really?
Really?
I did
Yeah.
not know that, but that's sick.
Yeah, Brandon
I
Boyd's
didn't know
dad was like on the
Yeah,
cover
right.
of Science. That picture of that dude's face on there, like
Oh, yeah,
like
that's cool.
70s porno moustache. He's his dad.
That's red
I
hot.
like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like back to the songwriting process, like because, you know, we're not the sort of band that just listens to a shitload of music that we like and go, oh well, we like that chorus and that one, and we try and make it our own sound. Like Mikey's drawing from everything: music, comic books, games, bloody Cards Against Humanity quotes. You know what I mean? It's like
they make for great breakdown lines.
no, but it's just like you're so open to
So
what
like
you're
so many
bringing
different
in and-
facets. Like
yeah.
it's not just music that inspires me; it's everything.
which
and
is
a lot of it's like
interesting.
cinema soundtracks as well. And I guess that's kind of where the theatrical side of things comes from too.
As well as the sort of soundscapey stuff. Like it's sort of awkward to tell in the music, but like there's a million layers in the background that are almost so subtle that you more so feel them than hear them, and it's creating like an atmosphere
Yeah.
that sort of the music fits more in, like stuff like that. And that's
Yeah.
all movie stuff, because it's like how it's easy to write a breakdown, but making a breakdown that's feels like you're living it is
Yeah, so that's what I kind of aim for, I guess, is like I'll write the song based around the situation in the story. And you know, as opposed like having it in there as like, oh well, this could like obviously with the exception of like if you take away all the heavy shit, then like you could have that as like the background to like a cinema soundtrack. And that's the kind of way that I've approached it, especially with Trinity. Is kind of create, as Paul said, creating those atmospheres to like whether it be building up tension or setting an atmosphere or anything like that. And now like I kind of tried to make it obvious in a very tongue-in-cheek way with the opening line for From Heaven to Hell being let me paint you a picture. And that's why it starts off and continuously grows, and there's more vocals that come in and there's more layers and everything that comes in before everything kind of kicks in. But it's my kind of tongue-in-cheek way of saying this is not just like a heavy soundtrack, I guess, to everything. Like it's the whole backdrop to the story.
With the production, do you guys, and have you looked into that like spatial audio stuff? Yeah, just 'cause I feel
As
like
in like I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the
Apple. I got a
there's a
briefing on the
specific
new one
word
thing the
for
other day.
Yeah.
Dolby Atmos is the way they've done it. It's like it's kind of like surround sound, but they've done it so there's a lot of artists that have like worked with Apple that have designed the soundscape of their songs to have like Billie Eilish on them, like Bad Guy.
Yeah.
When you listen with like the new AirPods, because they're supposed to like emulate a surround sound.
Yeah.
Essentially, like when you're hearing, you'll hear like a whisper happen here.
Yeah.
And then there's like a
Yeah,
yell in here and like.
Oh my god.
There's
if-
there's a specific term for it. I can't remember what it is, but the first time I heard about it was through a video game called Hunt Showdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. So you know Hunt.
Well, no, I'm not a gamer at all.
Oh, okay,
I
fair.
knew that's where it came from, and then went into heaps of movies and now doing it. So
Yep.
like David Attenborough's last thing, Dinosaur one, which is wicked. You should watch that. Heaps of that. Like you'd be watching it, and David Attenborough's talking, and then you'll like hear leaves and stuff going here, and before the dinosaur walks on stage.
Yep.
On stage.
It's very, very cool. Yeah. I think there was a thing in Melbourne recently. What's it called? But it was kind of like they had shipping containers for
the immersive thing.
Dark Space or something like that.
Yeah.
And they had like I went to one of them, and it was like it's basically all horror themed, but it all deals with like the spatial audio
Yeah,
stuff,
cool.
and it's just like you get put in a pitch black room, and all that you're left with is like headphones and everything that you're hearing. So me and my partner and a couple of our friends went and did a what's the thing? We try and resurrect the dead, or not? Try and talk to the
Ouija
dead.
board.
Seance? Ouija board?
Well, yeah.
Seance.
Seance, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the word. So it was like a seance gone wrong kind of thing, and you can hear like all the demons and shit like that.
Fuck.
That sounds
It's
fucking
so
atrocious.
sick. It was
Oh,
so
mate,
sick.
we would just need one single that's written with that purpose, and I reckon we would have an absolute field day with it.
Oh, yeah.
In
Oh,
the
yeah.
worst way.
You were talking obnoxious.
It would be the most fucked experience as a listener,
We'd send it to Jeff, and he'd be like $10,000 for the mix, please.
and then no.
And then no.
He'd be like, no, I'm not doing that.
I reckon that'd be cool though. Something to work on.
Yeah,
When you guys
absolutely.
get to that next massive level. You talked about movies before. Have you got a favourite?
Oh god.
Nah,
that's,
it's too hard of a question to really answer. Like, I've watched so many, and my ADHD is just kind of like, haha, you're not going to remember everything. I mean, I guess like I kind of have like a few specific examples, like when it comes to like horror movies. Like, I love like Evil Dead 2. And fuck, there was one that I thought of the other day, but I can't remember what it was. This year, I can say Nope was definitely up there.
Mm-hmm.
That blew me away because I kind of went into it not knowing anything about it, besides a couple of things. Everything Everywhere All at Once is also
That was
Fantastic
sick.
movie.
so good.
That was sick. My partner and I watched that. Sort of like my friend was like, "Oh, this is sick. I'm not telling you anything about it though, but like I really like it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, whatever. Like I'm not really into sci-fi or like anything like that." But my partner and I were like, "Oh, we've got a night in Canberra doing absolutely nothing, and this movie's actually on in half an hour. Let's just go." And we did. She had no idea what it was.
Walk out crying.
Loved it. Yeah, I seriously loved it. We were just like, "What an absolute awesome movie."
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah.
The whole like metaphor behind it as well.
Yeah.
Super interesting when you kind of
Yeah.
like. I feel like someone wants to go away and then learn like. Oh.
The more you think about it, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Have you seen it?
I have, yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was great.
yeah, best movie ever made, Shrek 4. To be honest.
Shrek 4?
Yeah, 100%.
Why Shrek 4?
Have you seen it? Because that's why you're asking. If you.
The correct answer is Morbius.
Oh god no. No, Shrek 4. No, okay. Shrek 4. Let's talk about Shrek 4 for a minute, right? So
No, you're absolutely right. We
during
should talk about Shrek.
COVID, right, I was like, let's do Shrek again because I love Shrek. That's it's an animation stuff. Still so many like adult themed
Yeah,
jokes.
Yep.
Great. Number 1, kick ass. Number 2, just as kick ass. I'm not gonna say it's better, but it was just as. We watched
I
number
think it's
3
better.
and we were like, oh, this is a proper shit movie. That sucks.
The only redeeming thing about number 3 is the frog croaking it at the start.
Yeah,
and he
it's
just
pretty
doesn't fucking die, and they immediately play Live and Let Die afterwards. That was my.
Yeah.
That's the only redeeming thing from that movie.
Yeah, and then the rest of the movie was.
Yeah,
And then,
it's just-
all right, number 4, not expecting much, and then I was like, the whole storyline is like, man, got me feeling things, like. Felt sorry for Shrek, man. He had a struggle and then made some bad decisions and realised what he lost and then had to go back and redo everything. Basically, he goes into this whole other dimension.
You're gonna spoil Shrek 4 for
No, no,
everybody.
no.
You know what? I don't even think I've seen Shrek
Bro,
4, so.
Bro,
go ahead.
there's like a whole layer to it that's
Like
like,
an onion.
heartbreaking. Like onions,
It's
bro.
a Shrek reference.
But
For everybody at
he
home.
goes into another dimension because he makes a wish with Rumpelstiltskin.
It's kind of like Gloom.
To be scary again because he's a celebrity. So
Okay.
his reality changes, and then he realizes he's in a reality where ogres are still hunted. And then he's like, oh, this is actually bad. And then he finds this whole underground ogre resistance that's led by Princess Fiona, who is an ogre, but she doesn't know who he is. So there's this whole thing about him making her fall in love with him again. Oh, it's
So it's like a
incredible.
multiverse style thing.
Yeah, dude, and it's fucking a
They did the
cinematic
multiverse
masterpiece.
before Marvel.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Whoever wrote
Alright.
Doctor Strange watched Shrek 4 and was like, yeah,
Yeah, I'll take that, yeah.
I'm
Except
gonna
Some
make-
armies out there. being
Yeah.
like,
I'm gonna make that, but shit.
tanked at the box office, so he just stole all the ideas.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Nah, highly recommend.
How's the soundtrack?
I don't
It's not like Shrek 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Nothing
look,
is.
soundtrack,
Nothing
yeah.
ever is.
Dude, the Eddie Murphy version
You can't beat
of
Holding
I'm
Out
a
for a
Believer.
Hero.
Dude, straight up. And All Star.
And
You've
Live
listened
and
one
Live and
song.
La Vida.
Oh, yeah, let's ask that question now.
You have to choose one of these songs to listen to every day for
Go
the
on.
rest of your life. All Star, Smash Mouth, or Photograph, Nickelback.
Photograph.
Yeah, Photograph.
I mean, shout out
Yeah.
Chad Kroger. For the second time in this interview.
Okay, All Star or With Arms Wide Open, Creed.
All Star.
I'm gonna go Creed. Yeah. I like All Star as a song, but like I feel like over time you just.
I feel like I have heard that song every day. So.
It's gonna be a very
Yeah.
short life. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Just like, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm not an all-star.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Stop it!
It's kind of just like every time you fail, it's like rubbing itself in your face.
Yeah.
Hey now, you're an all-star.
Get your game on.
Yeah.
Our city actually did a cover of All Star, and it's a
Did they?
masterpiece. Did our city? Yeah, he did.
Did he?
So did Chunk, no Captain Chunk.
Yeah, that's
Really?
one of the
That's
No,
songs.
also
but by the
pretty
way,
good
like
cover.
our city cover was this year
Oh, this year.
of All Star, and it is incredible. I'm also a massive our city fan.
How do
I reckon
they-
It's brilliant.
Differ the song. How do they make it their own? Because that's a big thing with the
A lot.
cover.
Dude, I'm not saying anything.
Alright, add
Listen
that to the
to
list.
it.
Yeah, add it to the list.
Shout out Adam Young.
Another question
Also
then.
knows as our city.
If you guys were to
Shout
choose...
out Shrek. Shout out Chad Kroger.
There's a lot of shout-outs on this, yeah. If you guys... If the record label says, you guys got to put a cover on your next album, what's it going to be?
Do you want to pull up the list?
Oh, I might actually have the list.
I've got one on my phone too.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
In one of my last bands, we had like a couple of guys in the band who would just always, like, our guitarist would always just stir the drummer. He'd start playing a riff to like one of the early 2000s emo songs.
Yep.
The drummer would know it, and he'd just start playing it, and then after it, they'd both just look at each other and go, oh, cover.
That's us with Sweet Child
Yeah.
of Mine.
So like when COVID hit, we obviously lost a lot of shows and had to stay home. So we had this great idea to do a Patreon, and then nothing happened. Anyway, but we were like,
The idea was there, though.
yeah, we were like a part of the Patreon. One of the tiers we can do like covers, and like every month we just release a cover that Mikey does at home and we demo. So first one, A Little Piece of Heaven by Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Could suit you guys.
Absolutely.
You want to check me my phone as well, actually, because I've got quite a few on there.
Oh, let's go. That's yours.
Just so that you know that you will be doing one of these on the channel in the future. So just...
shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
straight up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Raining Blood by Slayer,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
I've
yeah.
already demoed, but it sounds not great because I didn't do it properly. Spit It Out by Slipknot, which we actually already
We
have.
actually have already done, we've just never released it.
Really?
Yeah.
Recreant by Chelsea Grin. Car Bomb by the Acacia Strain.
Yeah.
Freestyler by Bomb Funk MC.
Oh, now that, because it's got that heavy sort of bass
Yeah,
driving groove,
dude.
that is something I would like to hear
that
done.
song is incredible.
You'd have to sort of come up with more lyrics though, wouldn't you?
No.
'Cause it doesn't...
Lyrics are secondary.
Oh, no.
Don't worry about it.
Did you hear that?
They don't even tell a
Don't worry.
story, you know what I mean?
And then we've got November Rain by Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, classic.
That's also an amazing song. For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica.
My favourite Metallica song.
Is it really?
Good.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Good
Okay,
song.
cool.
Yeah,
Good song.
that song invented Beatdown.
Yeah, that's true.
Tough as now. Decode by Paramore.
Oh, what a fucking bang.
Yeah.
You would belt that too.
That's my favourite Paramore song.
I think it's everybody's
You're
favourite
so
Paramore
cute.
song besides
Thanks,
Misery Business.
Hey, do you guys hear New Paramore?
No, I haven't.
No,
I've heard
dropped
snippets
today.
of it. Yeah, I've heard
Today?
snippets of it, and I was like,
Today.
it's not Misery Business.
I'm
But,
not going
like,
to say,
no, I love
we
Halo
haven't done it on
Moons.
the channel yet, but it's...
I'm going to have a
It's
prediction that they've gone back to their guitar-driven sort of sound.
Oh, really?
Yeah, fair. And I mean, I could kind of tell that
Sick.
too, just in a different way. So I'm gonna sit down properly and listen to it.
Because
at some
they
stage.
did like that sort of 80s
Really pop.
synthwave,
Yeah.
jungle wave sort of stuff. No, I loved it. Like I just it was
I really like that
weird
album
and
too.
different. And yeah,
Yeah.
I just reckon Hayley Williams is such a brilliant vocalist and like her
That's
vocal
the
character
interesting
is-
thing with the new song. That's all I'm going to say for you guys.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
She now sucks.
That's not what I'm saying.
Hey, let's throw a couple of would you rathers at him quickly.
Go for it.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Would you rather...
You're a
What
dickhead.
do we- what
So
do you
you
got?
want movies. You have to be either Gandalf or Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
Oh,
That
I
was
love how
quick,
quickly you
man.
were.
Dumbledore. I'm not a big Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm not a big Lord of the Rings
You
guy.
know, we're
I
about to
really
fight.
like. Yeah,
We're
I
about to
really
fight.
like.
No, he's a short Lord of the Rings guy.
well,
I'd be the Hobbit. Come on.
I'm straight up about to piss off everyone because I don't like either.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Darth Vader.
Well,
Yeah, no, there we go, Darth Vader.
our next one
Or Darth
was, would
Sidious.
you be in Star Wars or Marvel, and who would you be?
Oh.
Star Wars Imperial Man all day, every day.
Imperial Man?
Yeah. No. Like
I'm Imperial Man!
Oh, dude, sick.
That sounds
no.
that sounds like one of those reject shop knockoff like space action figures that you get. Imperial Man
So,
with
yeah.
his head that falls
And
off.
it's just me in my overalls.
Space Wars.
Oh, no, straight up, I'd work for the
But
Imperials.
you got a helmet on.
Yeah,
Overalls,
but-
no shirt, just a helmet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a hard one because I do love both. I'm gonna lean on Marvel and say Punisher because I've taken a lot of
Oh,
inspiration
sick.
from Punisher.
Shit, alright.
Because he's
Yep.
a fucking hard cunt.
I
Just
was
doesn't die.
actually about to give you shit about like being in spandex or something, but Punisher's actually tough as nails.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Yeah, Punisher is tough as nails. You're absolutely right.
Apparently, he might be coming back for the new
Oh, he
Daredevil
is.
season.
He is.
I
So many
fucking
things
hope
that
he
he
does.
How do you feel about the Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman?
I screamed.
Oh,
It
Broke
had
the
to,
internet.
it had to
Excited.
fucking happen.
Yeah, of course.
Like, it had to fucking happen. And if, like, I'm glad they're bringing back Hugh for it, because I
Yeah.
feel like he's always delivered a really good Wolverine. Unfortunately, it's just been let down by shitty writing. With the exception of Logan.
Yeah.
It's just always...
And his
yeah.
short cameo in, was it Days of
Days
Future
of Future
Past?
Past.
Which
Yeah.
was really cool.
Yep.
so
Yeah,
good.
that was great.
Was it First Class or Future Past? They might be First
No,
Class.
he was in First Class, but in Days of Future Past, he was like he was in it for a little bit more. And
Okay.
I liked him in that one.
Yeah, I can't... Yeah, the X-Men films are just like...
Yeah, I haven't watched him in years.
Yeah.
You look like you're about to piss us off and say you don't care.
I don't watch superhero movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Why?
sorry.
Is it because you're an all-star?
Yeah.
Hey now.
I don't know. I just like.
Is horror your genre?
Horror and comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
they're
like-
my two, preferred genres,
just,
except for Marvel.
I just think like.
Marvel's a genre.
It
I
is
think-
now.
Marvel is a genre.
Actually, probably is at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I watched the first Iron Man movie when it came out in cinema, so I was like a kid, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. And then like more came out, and then more came out, and more and more and more and more, and I was just like, this fake world of the superhero. Oh, they're struggling. Oh, then they win, and then it just felt real.
It's a metaphor
stale
for
to
life,
me.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
No, but yeah.
But someone's getting hacked up with a chainsaw by some dude with someone's face on his head.
And that's why I like the
Freaking
Punisher,
sick.
because at least he's fucking brutal about it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just like got out of that superhero Marvel world. Although, like, I don't know. I like the
It's also hard to keep up with now because there is so
Yeah.
much.
Oh,
other
there's-
stuff.
There's so much.
Well, and I respect the hell out, especially from like a writing perspective and a creative perspective. Like, it's insane how everything is just like an absolute mess of timeline, but all
But it's not a mess.
intertwined,
Yeah.
and it's all so thought out and deliberate.
Do you know there's one person who works at Marvel whose job is to control the timeline? That's the
Really?
actual person's job is to make sure that
It's
every
just like
single
continuity.
the continuity of everything in like, okay, well that happened here, that's supposed to be here, and how's that time up? This character, that's their job, and that's a full-time fucking
That-
job.
that- yeah, that would be a full-time job.
I reckon they would be getting paid very well, and they would be very busy.
100%. Yeah. Also, you see that they've already got like the next 15 movies scheduled
Yeah.
in as well.
Yeah. It's like I respect the hell out of it, like genuinely, but I can't get it. Like just the aesthetics of it all, and yeah.
Have you watched Logan?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Oh, no, definitely
You need to watch Logan because
Yeah.
it's more like an
is that-
action western than anything
Is that
like,
the
but
one
kind
where
of.
It's the last Wolverine.
Is that the one where he looks like a washed-up dad with the kid?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I've seen that, but
Yeah.
like, I was like, I don't really know what's going on. I don't really know the backstory of the character.
Professor X is just losing his mind
Although-
and swearing and shit.
I
It's
did
fucking
like.
mad.
I did like the Batman Begins trilogy. Like, I thought that was kind of cool, but like,
A lot of
Did you see
people
the
say
last
that.
Batman?
no, but I really want to. I actually really want to.
Do it.
More
That's
like a
so
gritty
good.
crime sort of
Yeah.
drama.
Yeah,
From what I
noir.
heard,
Yeah.
he's more of like a detective in the shadows
Yeah.
sort of thing, rather than like a. I'm just this like super awesome dude who can do anything and beat up anyone. And oh no, the bad guy's actually kicking me in the guts now. Oh, I'm struggling. No, I'm not. Ugh. Yeah.
He's seen him.
Yeah.
In saying that,
He gets it, yeah.
in saying that, like I love horror, which is all the same but with different sets.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
all in the
much.
dark.
Yeah, shout
Yeah.
out Mike Myers.
We're back to Shrek here. Mike Myers and Shrek.
Oh yeah, Mike Myers in Shrek and Michael Myers, the serial killer. Different dudes, but still just as iconic.
Look, horror's my jam, but we won't get into that because Nathan
dead.
hates horror.
Oh really?
Hates
I
it.
don't like horror.
Yeah, but I would
Come on,
I would
man.
be interested off camera to know your thoughts on the last Halloween movie. But anyway,
You guys can talk. I'll just sit here doing this.
just kidding. I'm safe.
It's just like
Okay, only horror question I'll ask because you've asked me a couple. Have you seen the new Predator?
Oh,
Prey?
I haven't.
Yes.
I haven't.
so good.
I loved it.
So good.
I loved it.
Oh,
Wait,
I'm
it's
yet
not
to
horror,
see
is
it.
it?
It's in that like alien kind of universe when they considered Alien to be horror and stuff like that. So
Oh,
I
I
guess
can
it's
handle
yeah.
that.
Okay.
Do I like horror?
No. See, we were gonna do it. We were gonna do a thing once upon a time on the channel where we were gonna basically film Nathan experiencing a horror movie, and I was gonna put on something like I don't know, like the new It or The Exorcist or something like that for him to watch and just get his reaction.
Dude, watch Gerald's Game because it's like not a horror, but it'll fuck with you.
Oh,
It's
dude,
like
it does
a
it messes
thriller.
with your head.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be reactive enough. Like,
I reckon you would.
You'd be like, no, your thing would be like, oh, I fucking hate this. You'd sit there like this for an hour and a half going, I fucking hate this.
You can always
I hate
test
this.
run it to
He's
see
a
how you
blood
go.
and
The
gore
thing
and
about that
choppy.
movie is it's very good at just like you get they get the audience's attention and they're really good at just like
Pulling you in.
pulling you and manipulating you and like drawing you in and then doing the fake psych out so you go,
Yeah.
oh okay, I'm safe now, and then no you're not, and just like shit like that. Like it's actually a really engaging movie, but it's like it's all set pretty much in the same room. So
Yeah.
it's like how much can you do in one room, but they
I mean,
still
it'd be cool, but you
manage
do a lot
to
in this room.
yeah, well, I mean, with all those chairs, absolutely. We could do anything.
Shout out the chairs.
Shout out chairs.
Well, we'll let you get going, boys, but sold out shows with Error on this little short run. It's got to
Been
be
awesome.
pretty fucking
been
sick
mad. Yeah.
to jump on something like that. They're also great dudes. Great fun.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But if you had to go on stage tonight, right?
Uh-oh.
Perfectly dry and comfortable.
Lubed or not lubed?
Wait for it.
Okay, sorry.
Perfectly dry and
My
comfortable.
bad.
But you have to go on stage tonight in either cold wet socks or cold wet underwear. What do you choose and why?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Socks. It sucks, but my
Yeah.
thighs are too thick for wet underwear.
That's my fucking problem. It's
Yeah.
my thighs.
I'd start a fire or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with socks. I feel like socks is a lot more manageable than.
Cool. Well, I hate you both, and no one listened to Gloom. Thanks for that.
My boys. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Fuck Team Underwear, you creeps.
I just hate the feeling.
The only positive thing that I could
Claustrophobic.
possibly say about Team Underwear is like you could piss yourself on stage and nobody would see it because it's like your pants are already ruined.
Everyone's the people that choose Team Undies are often like, I'm gonna get sweaty on stage anyway. Might as well start with. That's how they all sound.
Oh, true.
And
yeah.
I say no. I don't
Oh,
want
I'm
wet
kind of
crotch.
conflicted now because
Oh, you've broken him.
wet undies are swampy.
Broken him.
Wet undies get swampy, and Shrek has a swamp.
Oh,
So you could be like, you could have your own little portable
What
swamp.
would Shrek do? There's one thing to take away from
Mud
this.
bath.
Yeah.
He would go straight to the
Cool.
mud bath.
So
It would be
I
a mud
guess
bath if you
tonight,
had wet
like,
undies.
you're gonna shit yourself on stage then. And just look at the crowd and just go mud bath.
Yeah, straight up.
Great.
That's some
We'll be
awesome.
down
Front
to the
row
crowd
is
that
like,
goes,
what's that
"Oh,
smell?"
Yeah.
We know what this sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then credits roll, All Star starts playing.
They don't even have a banner anymore.
Yeah.
It's just the credits for Shrek.
Yeah.
Well, dudes, thanks heaps for hanging out. Look, anyone watching, if you haven't checked out Gloom before, and that's not enough to get you to check him out if you're still here by this stage and you're not already watching Shrek, go and check him out.
Shrek 4 specifically.
Thanks for hanging
Wait,
out,
do you
dudes.
have to watch it sequentially, or can you just go and watch Shrek 4 by
All
itself?
you need to know when you start watching Shrek 4 is that he's got a family. But like, you see that
Why are
anyway.
we still going?
I am curious though.
That's fair.
All you need to know about Shrek 4 is that he used to be like a monster to be feared, and now he's a celebrity.
I've seen the first two Shrek. I don't think I've seen the third or the fourth, but
Skip the third. But Shrek 5's coming out soon, and that's going to be my first ever gold class experience. I've never done gold class, and I'm spending money on
I
Shrek.
can't wait
Oh, no,
for
absolutely.
people who are
Can
watching
we
this.
put it on the band card?
100%.
I can't wait for people who are watching this to watch this as their first experience with these guys and then see you on stage and go, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Mud bath?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll smell it for sure.
Yeah, like, what are you doing in my swamp? You know?
That'd be my pick.
I don't
Hey,
know.
give us your best Shrek impression before they go.
What does Shrek sound like?
Scottish.
Oh, fuck off. No,
Yeah.
I can't do a Scottish accent.
That's
not
not,
not too bad.
Not very
Yeah.
good at it. Not very
Yeah,
good
you're
at it.
losing that now.
that's not too bad.
What about Donkey?
Oh, that's just
Oh,
like
God.
Eddie Murphy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Eddie
Oh, Shrek!
Yeah, that's pretty good. That was not
Yes.
bad.
I was gonna say that Eddie Murphy's like actually a hard impression. That
I think the only reason that I can do, and I know I've tried to wrap this up, but we're going to keep going here because Eddie Murphy's important. I think the only reason that I can kind of do Eddie Murphy is because one of my first experiences with stand-up comedy when I was way too young to watch it was
Absolutely.
Raw and Delirious, and
Yeah.
I spent way too many years of my life quoting that.
that
Way
was
too young.
That was
You've
a-
never been too young for anything.
I was too
You're
young
very
to-
old.
No, I'm
Neither
back
was
that. My, like
He was
Yeah.
born 40.
our
Yeah.
generation, Eddie Murphy was like Daddy Daycare and Haunted
Yeah,
House
fully.
and like
Yeah.
those family-friendly movies. And
Shrek.
I remember being like 15 or 16 and then watching Raw and Delirious, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a rude awake. This is not the Eddie Murphy.
No.
I would
You
not
start
leave
getting
him
to,
alone with
what
my
have you done
kids."
for me lately?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get to come to America and you're like,
Yeah. Imagine if that was to be released now.
Nah,
You
game
couldn't,
over.
you couldn't have that released now. It's, yeah.
Well, I mean, they did. They technically did with Coming to America too.
No.
But it's nowhere near as like.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the stand-up?
The
stand-up.
stand-up.
Oh god.
Yeah,
no,
it depends how
is
much. It depends how
insane.
much. Like, I mean, you have to look at it from the perspective of. I guess you have to see like what his career has been like before that. Too.
Yeah.
True.
Chappelle's
Then again,
done.
I was about to
Yeah,
say. Then again,
Chappelle.
Chappelle has also been done. So
Anthony Jeselnik is pretty.
Yeah, I was gonna
rough.
say Canadians. Comedians are actually like,
Canadians are so rough.
yeah. I can't imagine.
shout out Nickelback again.
Oh yeah, dude, straight up. San Quentin, their latest single is out on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Actually, 2 YouTube videos. One's like a lyric video, one's a music video.
Yeah,
and they
we did
both
the
have
lyric
over
video,
a
and
million,
then
a million views.
The official song dropped the next day, the motherfuckers. Anyway, that's enough of that.
Also, shout out Gibson guitars because Nickelback use a 7-string Explorer with a 90-gauge string. My guitar nerds will
Do they?
freak out over that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They run at 7-string.
Yeah.
So, dude, they are the heaviest band in the world.
Have you seen them?
No, but I will now.
Oh, dude,
okay,
they're
so
so
this
good
is
live.
this is a very recent thing, right? So
This interview is never gonna end.
yeah, I put on San Quentin, and then I was just like driving around my little country town while just blasting like their top songs on Spotify, and I was just like, I've never said these words in my life, and I was like, I think I'm a Nickelback fan. Like their songs.
No one was in the car with you.
Yeah.
Chad Kroger guest vocal spot
Actually,
next album.
My partner Monica, shout out Monica, she knows what's up.
She does
She
know
was
what's up.
also
Shrek.
like, I know all of these songs and they're all great. Straight up, fuck anyone who talked shit about Nickelback ever.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Absolutely right.
We've said that on the channel many times.
Yeah.
Speaking of bands that you don't think you know, but you know heaps. Do you guys know Simply Red?
Oh,
Simply Red
I
is
know the
so
name.
old. We're very old. He's ancient. Simply Red, I didn't think I knew anything, and then my videographer today was singing a song, and he was like, "You know this," and he was like, "Just wait for the chorus," and I knew like 5 of the songs just to sing along to, but didn't know anything but the choruses.
Give us
Yeah.
one chorus.
Oh, I can't sing it now because I've.
Oh, I mean,
was
neither
older
can
seeing
I.
Queen
Neither
stuck in my
can
head.
any of us.
I can't sing either. Don't worry. You can go ahead.
John, give me your phone here.
Yeah.
Can you get out Simply Red for me? This is going to demonetize the video, but worth it.
No, we'll just do it. We'll do it quiet.
Well, I
called
think you've got
Fairground.
10 seconds.
Put on Fairground.
Simply
Red.
Oh, there they
That's
were.
Simple Plan.
That's Simply Red.
Watch Johnny learn to type with his old man fingers.
Yeah, I get it.
I love how the dude's got full blown red hair.
Yeah. He does.
Oh! If you don't know me by now,
Oh, banger.
Oh!
you
Simply Red.
will never.
Yeah,
Also,
enough of
that's
that.
Johnny as a vocalist for those of you playing at home. No, Life, and this is Fairground. And I'm just going to skip forward because you don't know anything here.
I don't know this song.
You do. My stupid thumbs aren't working.
Okay, less than 10 seconds and we can monetize.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know that song.
Yeah, straight
Simply
straight
Red.
banger.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so I listened to that when I worked out today, and that was
Shout out Simply
inspiring.
Red.
Well, I mean, you're looking buff as shit, so Simply Red is
Simply,
not
I
something,
was
right?
tiny this morning.
Yeah.
So all shout outs to Simply Red.
It's all the protein
Anyway,
and Simply Red.
boys, thank you so much for hanging out.
Thanks for hanging out, dude.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for watching
Cheers,
tonight.
that's good.
Pleasure. Go and listen to them, support them, share their stuff, follow them, do all that sort of shit.
Trinity out soon.
October 28th,
Fuckers.
October 28th.
I think.
What they said.
Shout out Sharptone.
We'll post on the
Shout
channel.
out Sharptone, Sean Keith, Tuck,
Shrek.
Shrek.
mainly Shrek,
Jack Rager.
but also Tuck,
And Tuck. Yeah, we'll go shout.
the whole team.
Fuck me.
Best interview ever. More shout outs than